Now that you have a fairly good understanding of how to configure the static simple product, let's go ahead and start understanding more about the configurable product. Okay, so the configurable product is again a standalone product, but there could be attributes associated with it that allows for the sales team to go ahead and configure that product further. Now, earlier I took the example of a water bottle, so I'll continue with that example. Now, this water bottle can have several attributes associated with it. For example, this could come in different colors, this could come in different sizes, the material could be different, and some of those attributes might be price impacted. For example, the color may not impact the price, but the size of the water bottle or the material that's used could all impact the price. Now, we spoke about several attributes. So there is an object in RCA which is called as an attribute definition. Now, all of these attributes for the water bottle that we discussed, for example, color as an attribute. You also have materials. You could have the capacity or size, are all attributes that can be defined. Now, we also saw that most of these are pick list values, right? For example, the color here, there could be several options that could be selected. So there is an object in RCA called as an attribute pick list. Okay, so each of these attributes that we define can look up to the attribute picklist values defined in attribute picklist object. These attributes need not always be of data type picklist. There could be attribute definitions of data type date, text, checkbox, and so on. Now, let's suppose that in the example that we are going to be taking, the business not only sells water bottles, but it also sells food storage products. Okay, so some attributes defined here may be very specific to the products. Now, these attributes may be related to more than one product, and that's the beauty of the attribute-based configuration, which means that the attributes color, material, and capacity may also be related to the food storage boxes, and they may also be relevant to water bottles. And there could be attributes which are very specific to certain product types. For example, in this case, the lid type and shape might be very relevant to the food storage box, but not relevant to water bottles. So there is then an object called as an attribute category that allows us to categorize these attributes into different buckets. Okay, so the next object that I want to talk about is called as an attribute category. Okay, so now if this product inherits everything from product classification called sports, then all of these attributes defined are automatically inherited at the product level, which means we need not necessarily have a lot of configuration at the product level if this structure is in place. So imagine if this structure was not in place, then we would probably have to have a black color water bottle available in stainless steel with 500 ml. Okay, that would be one SKU for the salesperson to be able to make a sale. Likewise, you could have another blue water bottle with stainless steel and 500 ml. All of these without the attribute structure in place would result in a lot of products that would need to be created so that it's available for the salesperson to present it to the customer. So I will flash on the screen a list of all the combinations that are possible if we did not have in place. Okay, I did a math and I think there are around 1,200 combinations that are possible of all of these for just the water bottles themselves. Then you could have storage containers and so many other products that the business might be selling, which means that the product catalog will be a very long list. Whereas when you use an attribute-based offering, you could then reduce it just to have the number of products that the business sells and configure everything as attributes. Next, we will take a look at the object model, specifically around the relationship between a product classification, attribute category, attribute definition, and attribute picklist. So these objects are important for you to understand and the relationship between these, because this will then help you architect better solutions, specifically regarding product configurations in RCA.